Ni soing basakan tikon sangsade Meghalaya News 24 channel onar mchaksua tali koborang de Education Minister Rakam A Sangmani Budparsalo agana nigita de Sorkari National Education Policy hajalgani kogrukho khamona rabagin chimode matam bakrang ko Meghalaya centric atna man ginchim ni agana ha takyong ingon adok Sorkari Meghalaya State Education Policy ko draft khathai e niyam bidikho dengtha atna ba chanchi suwenga aruwano Meghalaya ni dakarkani jatna sungna dakruk wara sakapa matkrukrang aru manderangni itihasni gemen segiba bakrang ba donggen ni agana ha.
In the Meghalaya chapter, National Education Policy, with adding the relevant, which is sweet for Meghalaya state environment. I think that new redraft of Meghalaya policy is online. Many like chapter, there are many portions which very much needs to be prioritized our state. So like. I mean, we're talking about the policy, right? So if we implement the entire policy of the NEP 2020, so there are certain sections, certain portions which it beyond our limit. So Meghalaya has certain limit or term of infrastructure or term of in all sector. I think the policy will suit for our environment of our state. So we are planning to redraft, to amend our Meghalaya education policy. We can call it Meghalaya chapter. So I think this was definitely. This is look. If you go, we talk about the history. If we talk about the history, we should not always forget about our own state, our patriot, our peoples, our culture. Right? This is only that we have to display to show to the world that we have this asset, this our asset, and we should not forget history of our history.
Education Department ni bidingo hima Shangpliang ni kupateni gita de Education Department district level review ko thangat pilgen aru monitoring body ko thari e dingtang education ni bidingo ni kanira ko namat pilna kham khagen ni agana nga ha Shangpliang ni agana ni gita de wa mangdam chigini district rango meeting ko ate gi chigini review meeting rango bakragen aru wa chanchi rumani somayo obosarang aru ni kani gumrang ba namat pilna ni sing suwenga ni khobona agana nga ha
to this particular review meeting, wherein the MLAs would also chip in with their suggestions or whatever problems that they may have. What we intend to do by having this review meeting at every district level is we would like to reduce the burden of such problems to come to the state capital. Because there are very small petty problems sometimes that could be sorted out even at the district level, and therefore we will allow the district review meeting could be the platform to solve these problems. Now when we say problems, means there are problems of infrastructures, there are problems of school attendance, there are problems of non-attendance of teachers, there will be problems of various kinds. Therefore, we would like to do all this and to listen and try to sort out at the district level.
Cabinet Minister Pauling Doni Budparsalo agana nigita de hajalgani kogruksa busini rice scam report ko tharimat na ha aruano ICDS scam na matnanga rang mamung pangchakani dongja ani agana nga ha khobor atham goparang na lingdoni agana nigita de ya matnanga ni bidingo mamung khakhetani dongja wandake ya case ko scam ni agana manja ani uyata ha
inquiry report is ready, and as per this report, all allegations of rice scam are baseless, and there is no iota of truth in any of the allegations. That is the view that has also been put up before the AG of the state, and the AG was very clear, was very lucid, was very pointed in his observation that the allegations have no legs to stand upon, and therefore the case cannot be regarded as a scam. Having obtained the views of the law department and the Advocate General, and having observed the view that the actual incident and the case was delayed because of lack of coordination with the Assam police, where the scam was supposed to have taken place. I had observed accordingly that in future there should be a definite timeline for inquiries, so that parties who are alleged to have committed such scams are not, and the department are not dragged into needless controversy.
Meghalaya doko mkarang wani khumi e deng ani baturugin chimode lower primary class rangko somai deng thangate prungni school khana mangen ani Meghalaya Education Department thik khainga. Education Minister rakam e sangmani agana nigita de district administration ya obosarni guman nami nirokinga aro primary school rang namna kenchimode prungni bako school khana ba mangen ani agana nga ha.
I think we will live up. We will happen. I had worked with all some SDOs, DCs. Look, they are at the lower primary level had been advised. Some have been given freedom to take classes in the morning hours, from 6 to 7 to. I think it's good to adopt again, because at mostly the primary school, elementary, mostly in the primary LP schools, they can have the classes in the morning hours where the sun heat is bit maybe let the institutional decide, and accordingly and inconvenient to them.
NCERT democracy diversity aro dengthang mungsengpa khamarangko khae democracy ko rabana jothong khagpa lesson rangko class 10 social science kitaponi ko ragala mangpa class 10 ni social science kitap ni democratic politics lesson ni onga yani bidigo Meghalaya ni education minister rakam isangmani uni chanchiani ko pharakatani gita de India an gumuk democracy ni magpa onga aro darang student and democracy ni gamsatani gumun uina nanga ni aga nanga ha.
But I think so I have not gone into the detail of all this, but to me as a state, I think that all this what we call we are a country as a mother of all democracy. So this is nowhere in the world. So about all this, how it is possible if our students doesn't know of all this, right? How we will go ahead? The first, to me, every students of the country should understand the beliefs of democracy. This is what I feel, because we are, this is our beauty. The world has acknowledged. If our students doesn't know about all this, I think it may be incorrect. But to me, like, I think as a students, our institutions, we should more focus on giving about democracy and its values and its responsibility, right? So there are many students who hardly care about all this. But to me, frankly, like, democracy is our strength. It's a strength of our nation. It's a strength of every citizen of our country.
Education Minister rakam sangmani agana nigita de adok sorkari eklavia model residential school rangko adokona rabana arangni bidingo blongin niknikani ko maninga ndakyong ni chimoba yablsi khamrangko aba chingata ba khadongani khatharangko agana nga ha
4-5 years. So we are already late, but this year it's my commitment. We will see the works done on EMRS, and we are working aggressively. I'll be having one review meeting next week with all the Manifco and the Webco's team and our department. I think that will be we'll see the final improvement. Yes, it is some of the Academia Business School has been tender plotted and recently, and they are on pipeline, but we have to see the real picture when the things happen.
Wandagi Education Department ni bidingo HM Shangpliang ni agana nigita de Department Bakkan Eklavia Model Residential School ko rukna nipulthani ko dakken wasanong agija Sorkari Tribal Affairs Ministry ni ngo Eklavia Model Residential School Meghalaya na sanction ba ka ha ni agana nga ha.
So the Government of India under the Tribal Affairs Ministry had sanctioned about 40 Eklavia residential school. So therefore, we have discussed with the Minister today that we are going to take a review very shortly to start with the construction of these schools. So therefore, the particular stakeholders who are involved in the construction of the schools have been called, and they would be meeting the Honorable Minister and me, and we are going to take a review so that we can start these constructions at the earliest possible. But there are also reports that there are some blocks where land has not been made available, and therefore perhaps the government would be giving just 1 month time more to such blocks to provide the land. Otherwise, we are going to shift those schools somewhere else where land is made available, because the land has become a major factor. They have to provide 15 hectares of land free of cost, and that is a policy of the government of India. But nevertheless, we are on the job, and we would like these Eklavya schools to start.
Education Minister Rakam Sangmani Budpar Salo Aganani Gitadi National Testing Agency na Sorkari CUET Examination Center rangko wa doko bangdabatna agananga ha aru dingtang pressure group rang ba student rang ni center rang bangjai ningnakani bidungo khurang ona ha. Education Minister ni aganang khwani gitadi Northeastern Hill University ba Nehu midterm exam ko ba CUET exam baksa somai milijani gaman somai ko dingtang aptaha ni agananga ha.
For CUT examination, we have already met known to the NTA to give us more center. I think if I'm not wrong, we have got still the exemption for 23-24 last year, right? So we have still got exempted. But however, our students have gone in preparing for CUT exam this year. But however, it is very what we call, we will aggressively work with the NT and the government of India so that enough center be placed in across the state.
Tali khoborang dia rangsan khoborang ni gaman nambate wina skin chmode Meghalaya news24.com ni ko phorena gata manggen sakanti ko ni so hanina mathela.